Hey guys, Coach Damien here, and today we're going to go over a full body movement session. I'm going to try to choose exercises that we haven't seen in our previous videos and are a little off the beaten path, but hopefully we feel great afterwards. Okay. We're going to need a 1-inch super band, but if you don't have one of these, no problem. A towel will do just fine. I have a Roll Good foam roller here. If you don't have a Roll Good, no problem. A generic foam roller will do. And then I grabbed a tennis ball because some of the areas that we're going to do are going to be a little bit more sensitive, so a softer touch is going to be nice. But you can use a lacrosse ball if that's all you have. Now this is going to be great for anybody from beginner all the way up to advanced, as you can modify as needed. So what we're going to do first is we're going to set the stage by doing some breathing. We want to just reduce some of our nervous system tone, let ourselves relax and really focus in. So we're going to do that by starting with some alligator breathing. So we're going to get on our stomach. We're gonna make a pillow with our hands, and then I'm gonna rest my head on top of my hands. Now, in this position here, I can really try to force air into my belly. As I do that, I'm gonna hit a wall because the floor is there. I might feel some air expand into my lower back area. Every time I draw into my belly, I want to push air out into the sides of my abdominals and into my lower back area. Long exhale out the mouth. As you draw in, try to make sure that we're not pulling it into our chest, neck, and upper back area. You really want to focus on your lower abdominals and lower back area. If you're looking for a cadence here, we can go 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, and 4 seconds hold. Feel your lower back relax and get heavy. Let's go one more breath, deep breath in. Long exhale. And hold. So you can choose to pause the video and just keep breathing for a bit, or we can move on. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna lie on our back. We're gonna take our tennis ball, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to hit some of the areas along my spine and on my rib cage, trying to find some areas that are a little bit more sensitive. So, starting off fairly low on my rib cage, the ball is about here. So if I were to draw where my sternum is or my breastbone, it's just at the base. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just corral my head with my hands. I'm gonna focus on lengthening my spine. I can curl it. I can just relax into the floor. I can turn side to side. I'm gonna let you choose your adventure here and see what feels good. Meanwhile, for me, I'm just gonna sit on a position with my head on the floor and just focus on deep breaths in. Long exhale. Especially if you do some long, drawn out exhales, you might feel some snapping, cracking, popping. Move up a little bit, move up an inch, and repeat deep breath in. Long exhale. I like to start off with the exhales because what that's going to do is it's going to force my ribs to expand and contract, which helps me create space with that tennis ball, but it also just relaxes that area. Sometimes going into the movements too quick, you're going to feel like I'm guarding and I'm actually feeling more tense after finishing. Deep breath in, long exhale. Let's go one more time. So now I'm about at the collarbone level. At the collarbone level, elbows are drawn in. Deep breath in, fill up the rib cage. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. One more time. Deep breath in. Long exhale. So you can stay here if you're on to something, but we're gonna move it on to the other side. So same thing, I'm gonna go down to about the lowest part of my breastbone. The ball is about at the level of my lowest ribs down here. Same thing, let's focus on deep breaths in. Long exhales. Deep breath in. Long exhale. One more time, deep breath in. Long exhale. Move it up. Some of these areas might feel stiff and fibrotic. That's usually a good indicator that you want to do this area a little bit more often or for longer. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. One more time, deep breath in. Long exhale. And we're going to go to our final destination, which is at the level of the collarbone. To work on some breaths here, I'm going to draw my elbows in towards the midline. That's going to help me separate some of the areas between my shoulder blades. Let's go one more breath. Exhale. So because we're going to be doing some stuff around the shoulders today and the neck, we want to really take care of our mid-back area because a lot of those areas really feed off of the state of our rib cage and spine. Moving on, you can use your foam roller if you'd like. Some people like to rest it behind their head here. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to challenge myself a little bit as I do the egg stretch, and I'm going to just pull my knees towards my chest and just tuck my chin here. Now, similar to like our ab exercises, we want to feel tension in the front of our neck, not in the back of our neck. So here I might be able to get really, really far and get my shoulders up towards my knees in like so. But I would say the first thing we want to do is be able to just relax in the position. Let our body just slowly ease into the session. Again, if you're starting to feel tension in the back of your neck, that's a good signal to use the foam roller and corral your head. That way you can focus more on your lower back. Let's take a deep breath in, try to fill up the lower back area. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. And relax. Staying on our back, we're going to take our band or our towel. So like we said before, with the head, we can rest our leg on top if we have limited flexibility in our lower body. So what I'm looking for here is if I can get my knee straight as possible and get it at the level of 90 degrees, that's awesome. If that's really easy, we're gonna just remove the foam roller over towards the side and let our lower leg drop down and get a little bit more extension in this case, our right hip. So the band's around my left foot and I'm just easing into the transition here. Now what I wanna do next is I wanna turn my toe towards my belly button and then bring my foot across to the midline. Just by doing that, what I can feel is the tension has changed to location. So it was on the back of my thigh. Now it's gone a little more laterally or to the outside of my thigh. I feel one strand in particular riding from my hip all the way down to the outside of my left knee. All right, and so I'm just gonna relax into that, focus on nice deep breaths, long exhales. Nice deep breath, long exhales. Let's go one more time, deep breath in, long exhale, and we're gonna switch them up. Same thing here, if we're gonna put the band around our right foot and we don't have quite as much extension in our left hip, we can rest the foam roller beneath our ankle. Here, I'm gonna go no foam roller. Let's turn the toes towards the belly button and then shift them over towards the midline so I feel the stretch now towards the outside of my right thigh from my hip all the way to the outside of my right knee. So as I'm here, I'm trying to relax my head. I've gotten enough tension in the band where I can feel the stretch, but my elbows can comfortably sit by the side without shrugging my neck. We want to just relax into these positions and breathe. If anything, we want only tension to happen around the target area, and in this case, it's my thighs. Just breathe into the position, let your body relax. One more breath. Excellent. Let's take our band off. And now this time we're gonna take our foam roller and our tennis ball and we're gonna lie on our right side here. So lying on our right side, I'm gonna use my foam roller as a pillow. I want to bring my knees up so that they're above the belt line. So my hips are stacked, my knees are stacked, and my knees are above the belt line. Now for my shoulder, I'm gonna relax my arm onto the ground and I just wanna bring my elbow just below the shoulder line. From here we have our tennis ball and I'm gonna pull my elbow, pull my wrist down towards my belt line here. And by doing that, as long as my shoulders are stacked, my hips are stacked, I should feel a stretch in the back of my right shoulder. Now I'm just gonna ease into this position because it's a vulnerable position. I want to make sure I'm not shrugging, my shoulders are relaxed, I'm not depressing them, I'm not elevating them, they're somewhere in the middle. Let's take a nice deep breath in, long exhale, nice deep breath in, long exhale. Let's go one more time, deep breath in, and exhale. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna get a little bit of tension in the line, and what we're gonna do first is we're just gonna let that hand come up a little bit, just a few degrees, maybe 10, 15 degrees. I'm gonna make sure I've got a little bit of pressure with my elbow into the floor, and I'm gonna try to create this action up. Because my top hand is pinning the wrist in place, it's not gonna go anywhere, but we'll feel tension in the back of the shoulder. So, elbow into the floor, and start to pull your bottom wrist up into your top. And now I feel a lot of tension in my right shoulder, something that's manageable where I feel comfortable and safe, something I can hold for about 30 seconds. We're just holding, let that tension slowly build up until you get to a comfortable level where you feel the back of your shoulder firing. So I'm able to talk, which means I'm able to breathe. That's a good indicator that I'm not pushing too hard. I want to be able to still keep airflow in and out as I slowly ramp up. And relax. Let's flip to the other side. So again, let's make our pillow. We're gonna stack our knees, stack our hips. Knees are gonna go above the belt line. Shoulders are stacked as I bring my elbow just below the shoulder joint, and we're gonna pull our wrist down towards our belt line. Now again, I feel the stretch in the back of my left shoulder. And we're just gonna breathe into the position here. All right, so next I'm gonna let my wrist come up just about 10 to 15 degrees. Remember, we're trying to create this wrist up and towards the floor, but because I trap down that wrist with my top arm, the wrist isn't gonna move anywhere. So let's put some pressure through our bottom elbow and slowly ramp up so that we feel tension again in the back of our left shoulder. Keep pulling up. Again, find an intensity where you're comfortable, you can breathe, but feel tension in the back of your shoulder. We don't want to ramp up too soon here. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in, exhale, and relax. Very good. Coming on up, we're gonna go into a toe sit. So with my toe sits, I'm gonna get my toes to run underneath me. I curl all of my toes underneath, and if I can, I'm gonna sit up nice and tall here. Now for some people, this is a really uncomfortable position, so what you can do, first, I would suggest getting your foam roller and trying to put it underneath your bum, between your heels and your butt. All right, that relieves some of the pressure, but if that's still too much, what you can do is you can put your hands in front of your body and just really modify how much pressure you put on the toes. Now this is really important because if our toes can move, we can get better function out of our feet and ankles, which helps as we walk or as we run. Now to kill two birds with one stone, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our right hand behind our back, take our left hand, and gently pull our left ear down towards our left shoulder. Doing this, we should feel a nice stretch in our right side of the neck. Nice deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. One more time, deep breath in. Long exhale. Very nice. Gently bring the neck back and switch to sides. Left hand's gonna go behind the back, and we're gonna pull our right ear to our right shoulder. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Very nice, and relax. So next, we're gonna stretch our ankles a little bit. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to pull my left foot underneath me, and I'm gonna try to draw my knee past my toes here. Now for some people, they're very stiff at the ankles and they can't get very far. What I'm gonna try to do is just let myself relax into the position here. Here I might begin to feel a little bit of tension, especially in the lower part of the calf. If this is really difficult and you can't feel much, what you can do is you can get into this position here. Use your foam roller as support and just slowly try to get your knee over your toes without lifting your heel off the ground. Let's get some movement in our ankles. Yeah. And we're gonna switch up the sides. Same thing. You can sit here and just try to get your knee past your toes without lifting your heels. This would be a good time to just do a little assessment to see if one ankle is a little bit more flexible than and also feel a little bit of a stretch in my lower back when I sit into this position here. Just relax into the position. Good. And then relax. So next, let's start to revisit some of these positions here. So we're gonna go back into our egg stretch. So from here, again, if I need the foam roller, I can use the foam roller. If not, try to pull your knees towards your chest and pull your chin towards your chest. So here I feel some tension in my lower back, but I can definitely get further. I can feel some tension in the front of my neck as I take a deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Good. Let's relax. We're going to grab our band again. Let's loop our band around our left foot. Now here, we're gonna incorporate some ab exercise. So I'm gonna keep my top knee straight as I take a deep breath in. Shoulders are relaxed, lower back tight to the floor. You're gonna nice and easy drop that leg down. Get as far as you can before your lower back comes off the floor. That could be here, that could be all the way down here. Just let your lower back dictate how far you drop. My main concern is keeping lower back tight to the floor, top knee straight as I gently drop that leg down and up. Let's go 2 more times. If your lower back is tight to the floor and you're focusing on breathing, you might feel some tension now in your lower belly, and switch them up. Same thing, keep lower back tight, shoulders relaxed as you drop the left foot down towards the floor and then pick it back up. Nice consistent breathing, make sure we're not holding our breath. And last one. Very good. Getting our foam roller again, lacrosse ball again. Let's lie on our right side with our foam roller underneath our head. Knees, hips, and shoulders are stacked. I let my shoulder come down a little bit here, and we're gonna get into our position. So again, we find end range, and then we come back about 10 to 15 degrees. We're not shrugging. I'm gonna push my elbow into the floor and apply pressure between my right wrist and my left forearm. So now I'm able to get a little bit more tension here as my shoulder's already warmed up. I'm pushing that wrist directly into that forearm, creating tension in the back of my right shoulder and holding. Check in with your right elbow, make sure we still have contact with the floor. Sometimes that pops up, especially as we try to increase the intensity. Check in to make sure your knees are still stacked, your hips are still stacked, and your shoulders. Keep applying pressure. We're going for a 30-second hold. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. One more deep breath in. Long. Exhale. Nice and easy. Relax. See if that hand can drop a little bit lower than it did a moment ago. And we'll switch the sides. Same thing, make a pillow with the foam roller. Lying on the left side, we're gonna stack the knees, stack the hips, stack the shoulders. Elbow comes just below the shoulder joint, and we find our end range, come back about 10, 15 degrees, elbow into the floor, and pull your wrist into your right elbow. That's it. So now I feel tension in the back of my left shoulder. It's consistent tension. I don't feel like I need to shrug. I can feel it throughout the back of my shoulder. I'm slowly able to ramp up as I control my breathing. I'm not holding my breath. Deep breath in. Long exhale out. Nice deep breath in. Long exhale out. One more time, deep breath in. Long exhale. And see if you can just relax and let that hand drop a little bit further. You might realize you got a little bit more range of motion there. Let's go back into our toe sits. So again, if we need the foam roller underneath our bum, we can get that. Relaxing our shoulders. Let's again, this time we're gonna put our left hand behind our back. Use our right hand to draw our ear to our right shoulder. So pay attention here to where your tension is. You should feel it on the left side of your neck. I try to keep my chin down a little bit. It's gonna wanna pop up, but I keep it down. Relaxing your left shoulder, make sure that you're not shrugging on the left side. Let's take a deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Let's go one more time, deep breath in. Exhale. And switch them up. Right hand goes behind the back. Relax the shoulder as you draw the left ear to the left shoulder. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Deep breath in. Long exhale. Good. Let's move on to our ankles again. So I'm going to sit on my right heel as I bring my left knee forward. See if I can get my knees even further. So here, if you can see, if I were to draw a line or if I use my foam roller, that's about how much further my knee is than my toes. I'm trying to get that knee as far out as possible so that now I can feel even more tension in the back of my left calf. Just try to lean on in. Get some body weight forward. Again, you can go up on the knee and let your body shift forward if you're not comfortable in this position. Just letting my body weight sink onto that thigh to pull the knee forward. same thing. Let myself come forward a little bit, just get a little bit of a measurement. This is about how far my knee is past my toes. Trying to get a little bit of pressure here. You might feel something going on in the front of your shin. That's pretty normal, but ideally I want to feel the tension in the back of my calf because that's where we're feeling the stretch. That's where the tension should be. Nice. Excellent, excellent. We'll finish up with a little bit of a bonus. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit on top of my foam roller and we're gonna see some toe movements here. So let's see how well we can articulate with our feet. So here, I sit on top of my foam roller with my feet flat, hands on the knees. And what we're gonna do first is let's try to push the big toes down into the floor as we lift the little toes. So big things that I'm looking for as I'm holding this position is my anchors. So where my big toe meets my foot, where my little toe meets my foot, and my heel, that's my tripod. I wanna make sure all points of the tripod are touching the floor always. The next thing we're gonna look for is our knees. Our knees are gonna try to do funny things to change the position. I wanna keep my knees stacked over my ankles so that this stays perpendicular with the floor. Let's relax that. So then this time we're gonna keep our little toes on the ground and lift our big toe off the floor. So we're gonna just ease into this, let our toes wake up a little bit, get a little bit of control in our feet. Slowly try to increase the intensity as you push your little toes into the ground. You might feel some of the muscles underneath your feet work. And relax. Again, let's push our big toes into the floor and lift our little toes. Again, pay attention to your tripod. Your tripod, it's gonna wanna pop up in one area. Our knees are gonna wanna come in or come out. Keep them stacked and slowly let your toes, your big toes take over and push into the floor. And you might actually start to feel your arch kick on. Your arches should start to fire. All right, let's relax. Little toes into the ground and lift the big toe. Pull those big toes up. Slowly apply more pressure with your little toes. Keep them up, keep them up, keep them up. Keep holding, keep holding, keep holding, and relax. So now all of our toes are gonna come up, and we're just gonna drop our big toe and pull it back up. Drop our big toe and pull it back up. We're gonna try to move one toe at a time here. Big toes are moving down to the floor, and we're counting. And one thing you might notice here as you do this, and this is kind of fun, is that your fingers might be doing something weird right now if you're not paying attention to them. So because you're so focused on moving your toes and only your toes, that part of your brain shares a connection with your fingers. So sometimes you get some spillover without realizing it. All right, so we'll keep those toes up, the big toes up as we drop the little ones now. Keep our big toes up as we drop the little ones. And as you do this, you might see that one leg is a little bit easier to control than the other. You might notice that you feel the front of your shins a little bit because you're pulling those muscles, you're pulling those toes up, which run along the tops of your ankles onto your shins. Let's relax for a second. You can shake them out a little bit, do some circles. All right, let's try that one more time. So toes up, big toes are going down first. Doing 10 drops, little toes. And relax. So that's today's class. I hope you guys enjoyed it.